Good afternoon, welcome guests, distinguished speakers, and valued participants. It is with great honor that I welcome you all to Seminar Carnival 2025, where thought leaders, professionals, and aspiring designers come together to engage in meaningful discussions and knowledge exchange. My name is Yanit, and I'm privileged to serve you as your host today's sessions. Though we are gathering in virtual space, I trust that the insights shared today will transcend physical boundaries and leave a lasting impact on all of us. The field of architecture extends beyond the creation of functional spaces. It is an art form that embodies identity, culture, and visions. Every architect and designer embarks on a unique journey, shaped by personal experiences, challenges, and aspirations. This journey, in turn, influenced their design philosophy and professional branding. In today's sessions, we will be exploring the theme of architectural design, defining identity through personal journey and branding. We will examine how individual experiences contribute to architectural identity and how strategic branding can establish a distinctive presence in the industry. To guide us through these compelling discussions, we are privileged to welcome two esteemed architects and industrial pioneers, Mr. Kavin Horayangkura, P. Design Director, and Mr. Korkiat, Kittisoponpong, P. Graphic Design Director, which are both the co-founders of Integrated Field Company. With a wealth of experience and reputation for innovative design, Piwin and Pifei have successfully integrated personal narrative with architectural branding, redefining contemporary design principles. Their work exemplifies seamless fusion of identity, storytelling, and functionality. It is an honor to have them with us today, and I'm confident that their expertise will provide invaluable insights for all of us. And without further delay, let's welcome our distinguished speakers. Good afternoon, Piwin and Pifei.
How are you? How you all? How are you doing?
You're amazing to welcome. We are all excited.
Okay.
Okay, so
Uh,
let's start.
so, how shall we start? We introduce ourselves a little bit, right? I am Fei, co-founder of Integrated Field, and
And I'm Win, yeah, co-founder of Integrated View.
so, shall we start? Oh,
Yes, please.
So yeah, we start.
okay. Today, I think the term individual maybe not like the correct term that we are representing today because uh, integrated field, which is us, are consisting of 12 co-founders.
Yeah,
and
12.
and now we consist of like 60 plus colleagues in our team. So today, what we are bringing you all is like our journey since our start up until today to understand more about us as a group of people that join together to do something together. So I think so. We need to go back a little bit to understand like how we are together, like as of today,
and how like how we grow up, right?
Yeah.
Grow up and how we become as we are today.
Okay.
So it's a journey, but not quite long.
Yeah.
But like 10, 15,
No, 15 years.
15 plus, yeah.
Something
15
like
years.
that. So
yeah, I'm Win. Hi
This-
again.
okay, and this is me with the broken hand, but back in that day. For overall, now we have like consists of 4 teams, which is like public architecture, our public interior team, and then private residence, and info, which is doing like the communication design, which is like graphic and wayfinding system right now. This is as of now, right?
Yeah.
But our journey like begin back in
Back
2003.
Yeah.
20 years something before. So it's defining our the identity to our personal journey and branding. We'll be starting around there. Okay. So yeah, before we become like an office, yeah, actually.
We are friends, right?
Yeah,
we are friends from school. So from that, so kind of like we know each other very well. Yeah. So that's why when we like work together, we kind of like we know like this like we know their personalities. Yeah. So it's easier to work with,
Friends.
yeah, work with friends. But as a friends, we talk as a friends, but we try to work as professional as we can. Yeah.
So back in to get to in a more detail, so at school we do like all kind of activities, like go to camp, like rural camp, we do the rugby, we do like a stage play, so that's kind of usual activity that everybody in the studio come together and participate. And then I think that's when we like kind of know each other more and more. And then after for a while, we learn the strengths, the personality and stuff. And then by around that time, we also like do some design competition. Yeah. And then side project as well.
The important one is the Thai Parliament.
So after we graduated, we
we work for like 1 or 2 years, right?
Around 2 years by that time. Office. We graduate around like 2008, and then we each of us like start working at the certain firms. Like luckily, I was working with him in the same firm in Prime Architect, and then by 2009, there is like this design competition for a new Thai Parliament, and by that time, some of us already like have done like side projects and design competition together. And then I think this one is the one that we have like gathered most people together by that time.
Like 8 people?
I think it's 10 or 12.
10, yeah.
Yeah. Not all of them are the co-founder of IF right now, of Integrated Field right now. But I think that's one of the like main moment that made us today, right? So the design is about how we like get together. So we would not go into like the design that much, but I think we would like to go into like the process and what we did by that time. Like the life by that time is like in the daily basis is we work in the daytime in our office, and then after work we went nighttime we went to Win's house. Yeah,
my house like start from 10 p.m. to I don't know, like 4 a.m.
3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, but I think the interesting things is like the way we work, like because we don't have so much time, right?
Yeah.
So we have to very like organize, like we have to manage these people, maybe like 2 or 3 people to do one thing, and the other do another thing, and the other do another thing. So we kind of like separate, like we work as a team from that. And that is starting point.
And that one thing is because we already know each other's strength. So like for me, I will take care of the presentation, and then Win will take care of like the design, the overall planning and structure and stuff like that. So that's one of the examples. So I think the result is quite
good,
surprising for us. Yeah. Also, we get into the 10 finalists. This is the day after we went in and present to the council. Yeah. In the Thai Parliament. We didn't get through after this stage, but I think it says something that by that time we are the youngest group that reached to this point, and I think it's kind of been an approval that we can do something together.
Yeah.
And then so by that time, it's already like 2 years after we've been working in an office, and I think at that point, I think you will soon learn that around like 1 or 2 years, you will think about your future, what you will be doing. So by that time, we are the same. Some of our friends think that they might go abroad and study. Some even like maybe I'm not continuing with like architectural field anymore, something like that. So by that time, there was a moment that we were kind of talk to each other. Should we like form an office or something like that? So there were a talk, and then by that time, we had an email. We had the gathering first. Like I think it's like at the restaurant or something that we talk about the big concept, and then we form
to set up
something, and then we talk. Yeah, we talked through the email.
Yeah.
And this is by 2010, so it's 15 years ago. And I think the main point by that time is the talking point is we try to find our common ground, our mutual understanding that what is this office going to be, or what is this like thing that we are going to be doing together will be.
Our belief.
Yeah, our belief. Yes. So as you can see, we were one of the main thing that we were thinking that we don't think that we will be doing only like architectural design. We think that there is so much potential that we can do something more based on our knowledge or our expertise or our way of thinking. That is one of the thing. And then so we try to find like our interest, our expertise, and our like whatever we are have by that time, and then like kind of scramble it together, and then we get this kind of underlying thing that I think up until this day still stick with us.
Yeah, it's still the same. I think for me, like from that point, I think the good thing is like we think like architecture is just a result of the process of thinking. So we think that the process of thinking is very important for us, and it's much more potential to make something like better than before, right? And we kind of like make something that beyond than just how to say like the common way. Like we have to think like more beyond.
And so we have been talking a lot of stuff, and then but some of the thing that we are focusing on is like our name. So it should reflect our belief and our core of thinking, and then our brand in that sense. So one of the underline that we think is interesting is we don't want any the word architect in it, or like this probably like studio or something like that. That kind of feel like we are doing specific certain thing. We want it to be like more.
Do everything.
Yeah, we want to do it.
That's
we want to be more. We want it to be more, but in the same sense, as you can see, we want it to be like extendable, something like that also. And then so we were discussing option. As you can see, I'm not sure if you see in the screen clearly in detail. We kind of have like a similar idea in the name, but some is interesting. I will pick some of this like fit, fabulous, incredible, and tasteful. Okay, that would be interesting if we stick with that name up until now, or like probably like ศาสตร์การออกแบบจำกัดมหาชน
Naming the office is a fun part.
Yeah,
but after that is different.
It's a different story. But by that time, so we throw an idea and stuff like that. But as you can see, we don't have any if or integrated field in here up until this point. So it's like, but the name came later. Like I think by the time we were walking to get some dinner or something like that, and I came up with the name, the word that I wanted to put on my T-shirt to be selling, and the if, because I think if is like the most creative word in the world. It's like when you want something to be like challenging the norms, if it's like the hypothetical like question that you should do. So we I think it's like everybody like in the same thing by that time that
it's good.
It's a good name. Yeah, to be. And then integrated field came later, like kind of present, like, but it's kind of serve our philosophy as well. That how we like think and work, something like that. So this is like the male talking by that time, and then so by 2011, we form a team. Start with 12 partners with a different field. And to be in more details, like as for myself, I graduated from like field of architecture, like the architectural the bachelor of architecture. But I was more interested in like graphic design and layout design, stuff like that. So each people will have this kind of like various interests and various expertise that even they are graduate from one field, but they are tend to be like extend themselves into like different field, other thing. So this is how we mix up together as well. So,
but we have 12 partners, but only 10, right? Only 10 like work
full time
working in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the core philosophy of us consists of two ideas. It's like one is you already know by our name. It's like what if. So we ask the question how to challenge the norm, how to rethink what would be this.
Kind of like we try to find a new argument, right? For the architecture, for anything that we solve by using our creative thinking. So, but from that point, so what if is a question that we mentioned before, right? But after that, so we work in the field of integration. So we believe that we cannot work alone. We have to work as a team, but not like our team, but we have to work with other team as well. So when we become like one good architecture or good design, so we need to integrate all the conditions and information from other team and from others as well, from people that kind of like involved to this project. So we kind of like we act as a integrator.
Yeah. To be in like more by actually for us by that time we were like only like under 30. We were like 27 or 28. But as
I'm 26. No.
Okay, I was 28.
But you're 28. Yeah.
Okay.
You're older than me.
Okay. So, but by that time, I think most by that era, I mean, like in 2010 or around 2000, the architectural firm is like start with at least you have to be like 40 or something to gain enough experience to do something that is like practical and to start a practice. But for us, so it's like very early in the stage. But one thing that we think that is an advantage for us back then is because we have a lot of people. So we have a lot of people like we gain experience from these people and that people. I think we kind of combine the strength from each office that we learn, from each knowledge that we experience that we have, something like that. So I think that's one of the things that why we have this many people to work together, and we still think that it might work. But back then, it might work.
And if something happens, so it's like we share the risk.
We share the risk.
Right? We share the risk.
So it's by 12.
Yeah.
So if we collapse by and divide by 12. So I think that's how we started, and so we want to kind of work through this too, so you understand that where we came from first before we even set up the office. And you can see I think it looks okay to be like, we try to be professional, but behind the scene is quite mess. We still like a very like, early
stage. No?
Yeah, we were first jobbers. We were first jobbers. So this is like the townhouse of one of our partners that we used for, doing like side projects by that time. So this is the opposite side of those photo. This is our first office. Back then we still have like because by that time, as we mentioned earlier, not everybody that has the same plan. So somebody will go abroad and then study like when about around this time, right?
This time.
Around this time already, like so. We start with like 3 people and then 6 people in the early year that only partners that work together.
But yeah, in that time, like we work as we work in the school, right? So it's like one football and like a group of kids like follow one football. So like one project. So we put all the people in the project. So we like to think, we like to design. So that's why like everybody want to involve in the projects, and we like kind of throw the idea, every idea, and discuss, and everything. So this it is a good thing kind of way, but it's if I look back,
at this point,
at this point, like it's a non-organization working group, so
it's very inefficient.
Yeah, it's not efficiency at all.
Yeah,
right. But the good thing, good start.
I think it suits for us, but for us by that time, because as we mentioned earlier, I think we didn't have that much experience.
Yeah.
So we have to be questioned a lot. We have to be
concerned a lot of things.
We have to look from different angles. So I think it's by that time it's like everybody jump in together, throw everything on the table, discuss across the table. We shout, we discuss.
Sometimes we fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's common.
Common thing.
That's common thing that happened. So by that time we start to work together like this, unorganized, but we think we were organized, but not that much. So in that early stage, around like 2011 to 2012, so of course it's a early stage of your work. So you get something like a temporary project, like festival events, or like a small interior project like dental, like on the right, or something like maybe like small interior design, or a small building like a home office, or like a small restaurant, something like that. So this is how we start, and like private residence. But this one I think this one is the one that we got the first award, right? I think from ASA back then. The key point for us at that time is we had like a lot of people to jump in the project, and then we think about a lot that after, not just like how we deliver the work to the clients, but we also think about how to communicate our works outside also. So we did a lot of like press and publication. We kind of create like a video or anything motion graphic that will support our work, stuff like that. And then I think the lucky part is by that time, the social media, the internet is already like quite a broad thing. So if we started earlier, like 10 years earlier, maybe we wouldn't get this much exposure as of by that time. I think that's the timing also is the essence part that when we enter the business also. So this is like probably like 4 or 5 years later when we received the award for this one. And then actually after we start for 2 years, okay, I think there were a time that we think that this is too much.
Yeah, too much work.
Too much work. We need somebody to help us, and then so we recruited, and we got three first staffs. So we got one architect, one interior designer, and one landscape architect by that time. So I think it changed how we work a bit also. So we can go a little deeper in each kind of work because we have the team to support us and then work along with us. It's a very condensed working environment by that time. And then so I think by that time we still get similar kind of work, but also get more exposure. So we have some bigger project like unbuilt or proposal design that we get the chance to like propose also, and small, like not small but like a commercial project that has like a public architectural project, that kind of thing. So and one of the things that happened to us is we got approached by a client from abroad.
Abroad.
This is like a message that we send to we reply, talk to them. But actually, the first email that came by that is like very short. It's like, can you help me design Thai restaurant in Shanghai? And then like he addressed himself as Kun Lim. And then like and by that time there's a lot of scam email.
Yeah.
Like somebody that sent us, they want us to design the hospital, like 100,000 square meter hospital. It's like
in Dubai.
In Dubai, or something like that. We only like 3 people or 6 people of like a kids.
Yeah.
Why do you want us or something like that? So there's a lot of scam going on back then, and then so we were thinking that this is the same, but anyhow we reply every email with like the most professional way that we could, and so and the follow up is they message us, and then he messaged us, and he want to meet, and we were meeting in the Seoul, and then we present the portfolio, and then he invited us to Shanghai to take a look. So it became it's like, so it's kind of real, but if it's scam, okay, maybe we will prepare ourselves as well, but he invited us to Shanghai, and then
so this is our like first abroad
project,
but it's interior, right?
It's interior. By that time, he want us to do redesign his restaurant in Shanghai, Thai restaurant. So
and rebrand as well.
Yeah, before that time, actually in the middle is Mr. Lim. It's Kun Lim. He designed everything by himself because he used to be in Thailand. So he picked up stuff, and tell the contractor to do this and that. And then after he took us around to see everything, and we came back, and then we came back and we think how to propose to him the idea. I think one of the approach that we did by that time, I think is quite different from our different approach from other projects we've been doing by that time.
It's not architecture, it's not interior design, it's not the reference images.
Yeah, it's more like an idea of the rebranding on the left side, as you can see. So we have like some introduction and build up presentation also, but the actual final thing that we present to him is the waiter with the suit and Jonggaben pants and stuff like that. So we try to understand the target markets, the difficulty that he has at that time, that because his restaurant were very like traditional. So the department store there in Shanghai didn't accept him by that time. So we have to propose something that still Thai and modern also. So we came with the collage idea of like, to get the modern thing and the Thai thing together, collage them together. And then on the right side has become the result
from that.
Yeah, from that idea. We have been working with him for 10 to 12 years, but from then. So I think the key takeaway from this is, first, we don't let any opportunity slip. We try to catch everything that we can, and then after that we try to approach things with the most important objective of the clients that they want. Try to understand what the struggle they were having, and then we propose what we think is the best solution for them. So I think another thing is the chemistry between us also. We were like having a good chemistry, so it's been a good ride with them. I think this is the first few project that has become more and more. Oh, and another thing is, sorry, I think to be in detail, actually, Mr. Lim, Richard Lim, he met us on the magazine on the plane, like a very small like article about one of our project before that. So he contact us just with that small picture on the plane. In the
magazine, right?
Yeah, in the magazine on the plane. So I think every like little thing that you do means something in the future somehow. Somehow. So and then by that time we get into
master plan,
different kind of project.
Master plan project. I think that project is I think it's very first agro-tourism project in Thailand, because in that time like agro-tourism is not really like a famous term, right?
It wasn't a thing by that time.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
So
thing.
it's a tourist and agriculture like combined together. So the owner of the project have like come to us and they have a land, they have a product, and they don't have they don't know like how to build it, and they don't have a program as well.
They have kind
of the, like,
idea. They had an idea that that they want their brothers that are similar age to us. So they are very like challenging. They want to try something new also.
Yeah.
So they
and different from others.
Yeah, they have some kind of idea that they want to develop this place that doesn't like other. And when we were discussing the program developed from the discussion, it's not like they are big developer with the certain vision, certain program, no, but they have vision that what they wanted to do, and then so it became the first phase of this became the ecotourism with the farming and with the small cafe with like the changeable roof and stuff like that. And I think by that time, we start to learn in every step. We work on any project. We learn something new. It's like we have to go and research by that project. I think it's the same that when you do your project in the school. But in the practical world, we have to work with the real people that have the real professional.
Yeah.
And then so this project only happened. It only happened because the clients has like a very expertise in like farming and agricultural. So they give us the outline to do the architecture for plants. Also, there is a grid, the system that is different from the architecture for people. I think that's one thing that we learned by that time, and then it's very fun to work on this kind of project. And
from that point, so we kind of like we make our document, right, after the project finish, and kind of we establish to the magazine, to the platform that we can do, and like the clients this project, the client from this project like saw it and they like contact us to do like another ecotourism that much bigger than before. It's like
50 hectare or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
50 hectare. I don't know. It's but his land is like bigger than that. But we only do the pilot project. Yeah, so it's 50 hectares
something like that. I'm not sure. Yeah. We can't remember. So this land is in Vietnam.
Củ
in Củ Chi. Because every time it's like a cycle. I think it's like a cycle. When you do something, some kind of building typology, you publish that, so people will know that you can do this kind of typology. So after they know, they will approach you and want you to do the same, but a different approach, something like that. That is one way to get the project. And also with our mindset, I think we are ready to jump into a different kind of typology because
we want to learn a new thing.
Because our principle based on that, we didn't want ourselves to be an expert in any kind of like specific one, but we want to be expert in every project that we involved with. And so Củ Chi is a result of the first case that when we published Chlorophyll, the earlier project, we got this commission from Vietnam. And so the basic concept of this one is it's not just about the design, it's about the process of the objective of this project.
Because the clients like come with the
situation in the Vietnam and actually all around the world about the food safety. How do we know that our food is already safe? Yeah, we safe. So this project came with that mindset. So what as a designer, as a solution provider, we come back and think that, okay, how can we trust our food? This is the big question that we give to ourselves and try to find a solution to provide to the clients. So we think that if you experience the process, you will understand the process, and then you will trust the process.
Product.
Trust the product. So this is the three main process that we proposed to them, and then it became like the master plan that have the notes to support the experience and the understanding. I think that's the point of this project, that we didn't only propose the architectural design, but we try to find the pain point, the argument,
we answer that, right?
Yeah, we try to find the answer. So actually, and we apply this to WAF, and Win and Guang, which is one of our partners, went to Netherlands to present this, and then we got approval from that too. So this is halfway already. By 2011, so this is 2016, we became a little bigger, around 30. Like 20 something, 30 by that time. We start to have a different team, and
we start to like separate to 2 to 3 departments.
Right? To work in a specific project,
like architecture, interior and
landscape, and
some
graphic design start by that time a little, and by that time we already, so it's like a cycle. We already get exposure, like publish. So we get more. Now we got some corporate project coming in.
After 5 years, right?
Yeah, after 5 years. So we get to do the design pitch, a proposal for AIS. If you see on the left top left picture, this is the AIS flagship store in Central World. Like this one has been the flagship store, that the main concept for the rebranding of AIS also. AIS used to be like a service provider. They provide the communication service, but by that time they want to be more of a retail. So we propose the solution in terms of design that can be rolled out in the different branches for them also. So we won by that time. So we got to design the flagship store, and then the other roll out by that time as well. So we got more corporates incoming. We got the different typology.
Hospital.
Yeah, hospital. Like we expand typology. Like hospital. This is by that time we were doing the children hospital, and then so we were getting another children project as well. Education.
Yeah, education is cool.
Yeah, we do this one. The architecture is by Pan Architect, and then we
did in interior.
Yeah, and graphic design for them. And we went in. Now we start to get the master plan and like hospitality resort, and it actually is not like exactly resort, but it's a master plan that the land development in Nan. And by that time, it's still a land that the owner bought it like for a long time ago, and then he's been planning to do something that to give back to his hometown.
Yeah.
Right.
And to develop and the clients want to develop this land to build as like a recreation space and like hospitalities as well, like a resort and restaurant. And from this project, I think it's very like interesting, and we learn a lot from Ajahn Jun Julapon from North Forest,
Pania Studio.
He did the master plan and a landscape as well. Yeah. And we work for interior and architecture.
Yeah, and branding, identity, and graphic as well.
Yeah.
In terms of master plan, it's like, I think the interesting part is when we work, it's kind of seamless. Like it's kind of blur boundary, because we are open to any input, and also we want to kind of propose our idea to everybody as well. So it's kind of working together in along the process, and it's very like fun to work and then interesting to work with everybody. So this is the first phase of this project. It consists of like a restaurant and a cafe on the left, and the rest is the villa. Yeah, for it's just finished like 2 years ago. You can visit them. And this kind of interesting. Another interesting point is we already have 12 partners, like 10 full time by that time. We already come together and work together, and
we put one more.
And everybody were questioning that why do you have so many partners?
Yeah.
So to answer that question, we added one more partner to our team. So if I'm not sure if you remember, but she is the staff.
The first one, very first one.
The very first one that joined our team, and after 7 years, she became one of our partner. Okay, so our family go bigger and bigger, and by 2020, the same year, the COVID hit. Yeah, the COVID has come, and so everything has changed. Two things that changed us the most by that time is we go, of course everybody do the same thing. We go on like conference on remote.
Yeah,
right. Zoom. And another thing is actually it's quite interesting that instead of like try to keep the team like the same scale, we got more people.
Got more people in that year, right?
In that 2 years, yeah. we get from like 35 to 50 something.
Yeah.
And without knowing, because when you are working in remote, you don't see each other. When you go to office, it's like a limited time.
Yeah.
So you don't see that there is so many people in the office by that time. But the work in the early stage of the COVID, the work has been like kind of slowed down. But after like half a year, everybody keep coming back and then kind of keep that pace up. So we have to, build our team more and more. So we up until now we still work remotely, but we become more hybrid,
flexible.
Yeah. So I think that's just one thing that we always like, our way of thinking always be. We try to be more adapt to things. With if we try something and we found it like it's compatible, it's good, it's efficient, we will try to find a way to make it work and adapt it to ourselves, something like that. So by that time we already have like 50 or 60 people, and the team and the project has been like more and more interesting. And this is one of the example that we have worked in a different kind of house. This is like a project that we designed a house
in advertisements,
but the client is the creative agency that want us to design a house from the data based on the code, based on how Thai people are behaving or living their life by that time, which suggested that we are more and more separated by that time. So they want us to like kind of design that how to suit that data, and it became the design that I think in real life it maybe work. It might work on it might not work, but the main point is try to make this project to be up for discussion. I think that's the main point, to get the social, to get the people to get like more of the rethinking process that how we live as of today. I think this is the diagram that we try to understand the conventional housing project. So usually we go to family space first, and then we get into like the personal space.
I think it's very interesting if you see like on the like bottom left. So you see the diagram, right? Like people go to like common space, family space, and then go to the personal one. But in the project that we did, so we kind of like flip like the sequence. So we go to the personal space first, and if you want to go to the common space, you go.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like
I think it's provocative.
Yeah, provocative.
It's provocative idea to make people think that do we want to live like this,
or
maybe
the other way around.
The other way around.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. It's just like how it suits people.
Yeah.
Because after the creative agency launched this, there's a lot of comment that agree with this kind of lifestyle. So I think architecture is about the idea that we try to understand people and try to provide what might work or might be the solution for them as well. So I think any kind of project, we can see the way to work around, to think, to find a solution. So, and as of that, by that time, we already have like a bigger team, right?
So we need somebody to kind of like bridge the gap, like a age gap as well.
Yeah.
Because we like almost 40. Yeah.
But by that time, I think like, we are 10 or 12 years different from.
Yeah. Like 35.
Yeah, different from the first jobber.
Yeah, like from the junior.
For the junior team, right?
Yeah, so it's like 10 year plus, so it's a big gap, and we need somebody to kind of like transfer our belief, transfer our DNA to the junior and to the colleagues.
Yeah, I think it related to anything. It's like the scale of the office, the way of how we work. So we become more like organized. If you compare to like early stage, as of now we have like a specific team to do specific things, and we have like a order of like the organization like structure. We are more and more. So it doesn't mean that which way is right or wrong, but we try to develop ourselves to fit at that certain moment, to find the best way that we could to keep our DNA, keep our way of thinking, to get on.
So we kind of like set up the associate team, right?
Right. So they are represent from each team is house, public architecture, and interior. So this is the first generation for the associate of our team. So by that time, as of the team is bigger, our project became bigger as well. This one is the proposal design, pitch at the pitching stage for Central Nakhon Sawan, and we won that with this proposal design. And then after we won, we developed the idea altogether. I think this is the first
big project that we integrate like a public team, interior team, and also the graphic design team in one project. I think this is a really like it's the biggest project that we did.
Yeah, by that time.
At that time.
So this is our recent projects. Like we have been doing a lot of if you take a look at this, you will see that we don't have like a certain style that is like you can tell that this is if or integrated field. But I think behind every like outcome, there is a certain process, certain DNA that we always try to find a solution, try to find the right question for each project. And now this is like some of our ongoing project right now. And to not just the project that we want to like talk about, but I think one of the things that we try to find a process, try to find things that help us understand each other.
The office.
Yeah, develop the team, bonding the team, stuff like that. And this design review is one of the things that we try to do every other time, as many as possible. Try to, because each team are more separated by this time in terms of working, but they can share their knowledge, they can share their finding, they can share their process, and each and everybody can have their say, can have their like question, have their proposal and stuff like that. And also we trying to find the way to get people together around to eat. We call it if pause. Yeah. And then so we have internal party, even have an in-house DJ.
And and when we work in the office, we always like I think when we work as a group, so we really plan, like we encourage the team to put the idea, like no, how to say, like it's not about the age, it's not about the experience that you have, so it's about the idea. If you have the idea, you throw it in the table and like we discuss. So we try to keep this like flat as possible, and for the who gonna make the decision, so we discuss later. So I think the key is like we need the idea. I think the idea is the key value of the team, right?
Of our team, yeah. So it's like the idea, the inputs.
Yeah, the input.
The more inputs, like the more angles that you see the project, the more angles you see the solution, the question. And also we think that the important part is the team. As we grow bigger, I think we need more unit and more like specialists to support, to be part of the team that help us grow. And so recently we has our material specialist, which is control, like a librarian of material library of us. She knows everything about the material that we have, and then she can suggest and discuss with the team that which one is good for which kind of project, something like that. And also we also always want to try to find potential opportunity. Like for this one, he's a designer. Bali is a designer, an architect before, and then but he has a certain interest, in like computational parametric design and that kind of stuff. So we found that there's a opportunity to expand his knowledge and his interest into something. So we started a unit.
And we agree with. I think we have a goal, like long time ago, like we need to do something else, not just only architecture, interior, that as we believe, right? So we need to try something new and open to another opportunities to do like some new business, so so this is a good start for us.
And so we still not sure what it can be like in terms of business as a moment, but
we don't know the result. But just like try.
Yeah, but we have the mindset that we want to try something. If we see the opportunity, let's try. Actually, before this, we have tried so many
and we failed.
Yeah, pilot.
Yeah.
But we didn't mind because we want to try something. And so now this unit called Supernature, you can follow them on IG. On the right hand, you can scan the QR and take a look at their recent project. They just exhibit their work in the
Bangkok Design
Week in the Corner House, one of our projects by that time. And one of the important thing for us is as we mentioned, we try to integrate everybody into the project, and the owner as well. Our mindset is that owner is like one of the big team that we are working together to get the best result. And I think we want to keep that in mind and portray that. So recently we have like the videographer, go and film the interview with the CEO of BBDO. After they start using the new office design from us. And I think we get the very interesting like idea. You can go and see the clip inside our social media later. But I think that is one of the core value that we believe. that we have to like listen to everybody, take input into our account, and not just like the only within our team. We try to see other business or try to support like anybody that has like potential that we think. And for this is like they call themselves Hatch. They are working on the app. I'm not sure if any of you seen this, but the app is trying to find a way that
the way to communicate.
Yeah, to make a platform that the architecture can be like co-working, collaborate, understanding more about like from clients and also the designer, the construction manager, stuff like that. So I think as of now, the tools that we have is not like compatible with our business. So they seen the gap in this, and they try to provide a solution, and they are developing right now. So we have a small part investing in them right now, and then we are also working with them in terms of like give them feedback, and like try to collaborate with them that what else can we do to help develop the app in terms of like a feedback, stuff like that. So this is, I think, what we try to say is like we try to get everything, try to adapt ourselves, try to expand our knowledge, stuff like that. And this is one of the examples that we are having. We just had like recently. We built ourselves a personal butler to help us in like one of the pain point of having an office is the question that everybody will repeatedly always ask, always try to find. So we start making a butler called Alfred, and then he tried to provide us stuff like that. But sometimes, he's still learning, so there will be some difficulty. Like sometimes we didn't talk to him, and then he just jumped in, and then he said thank you, which is kind of funny sometimes. So he's learning stuff, and sometimes he didn't give the right information, so we try to collect him also.
And I think the good thing is like this Alfred, I mean our butler. So you can also ask about the law and regulations of the building as well. So we have like put the information and the document about the law into Alfred. So you can ask that.
This is like one of the groundwork that as we grow. As we are growing, I think one of the most important thing in working is to get the right structure for the information within the office. And now we are the past year has been like our new phase of doing this, because before this we have like the information, they have the data, but it's not well organized. It's like different team has their different kind of way of storing the data. But now we are trying to organize that, and then Alfred is one of the front end that try to select the data that we have been consolidating in this past year, and then we are building more and more knowledge. Like now we're getting like lesson learned from our project. We're gathering our details that, and then we have a rating system, we have like a categorizing system and stuff like that. So I think this is our internal website to use like for in the team, within the team. So if you want to use this, come and join us. And I think this is like what we've been doing, and you can see from 2003 it's very like
different.
It's the same DNA that we try to explore everything, but the approach is different, but DNA is still there. And I think this is what we have been doing, but what we are communicating is a different issue. And since last year, we have been consulting with like the digital agency to help us like kind of convey our message. So I think this is kind of technical, but I think you can see that our content on our social media has been a different kind of like different types. And I think each of the contents will give the certain like kind of certain awareness to the listener, to the people who accept to receive the message. And I think this is what we try to manage along the way, what we have been doing and who we are. So I think what we're trying to say is we our DNA, our journey is the same. I mean what we try to convey, the message we try to convey will have to come from who we are and what we do. So yeah, back to 2010, I think the underlying part is still stick with us, and I think we will continue to keep it that way, but maybe in a bigger perspective, and we try to get into more field that we can be expertise. But if we cannot, we will try to find somebody who can to get the right question and the right answer for the project. I think that's it for today. I'm sorry. I think we get a lot of over time.
So 15 minutes over.
Yeah, sorry about that, but so I think this is a Q&A session, right?
Yes. Okay, so thank you for your presentation, and now we are studying our Q&A sessions. So before we start, I would like to encourage all the participants to engage actively. Should you have any questions during the session, please feel free to submit them in the chat box, and later we will pick the questions and we will discuss it together. But so I guess we should start with my first question for you guys. So since you mentioned that there is a struggle you encounter when working in a big group, so could you elaborate on that more and explain how you deal with it? As we architecture students, we also face that problem when working in a group project as well.
Can we discuss? Can we discuss and
Yes.
let you know?
Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe like me and him has a different different opinion. So
we can share.
Yeah, I think we can share. So for me, it's like we just so for the design, so it's no right and no wrong, right? So you have to understand that no right and no wrong. So we have to have a open mindset first, and we have to have the same hat. You know, the hat is where it's how to make the projects as good as we can. So it's not about it's your idea or my idea. So it's we work as a team. So it's just that. And the other thing is we have to manage our work. You know, so we have to arrange. You know, like this guy doing presentation, this guy doing this master plan, this guy doing that, and we have discuss together, and we go back to do your own work. So I think this is a good way for me, and I think this is a way that we work in here as well. So this is my opinion.
I think mine would be similar to his. I think we have to be the good listener, open-minded. I think that's one thing. Then the other thing is very important is you have to know the role you are, because in every role they have the certain responsibility, right? So for this project, for example, if this project Win is the lead designer, he will have the final say in this issue regarding his responsibility. So we have to respect that his decision, it's his responsibility to decide things. But of course, he has to be a good listener that take in all the input and summarize that. So I think to get the best outcome from working together is to be a good listener and to know the roles of yourself, that what role is which role responsible for which task. I think if each people know that, I think working as a team will be very smooth.
Yeah.
Of course, we can argue. We can argue
we can argue
we can
always.
we can argue in our arguments, in our like ideas, but we live at the table that okay, we compare that based on like reason, not emotion. If we leave the emotion out of the equation, I think everything will.
And I think one thing is very important is a trust. Yeah, it's a trust. Like if we trust your friends, like I trust my friend, so I let my friend doing the work. I think it's fine. Yeah. So that I think that's all.
Yeah, because the trust will decide the role.
Yeah, exactly.
Like as of now, the structure in if is based on like we know that who is good at what things, which role. So we assign the people. We try to assign the people to fit the certain role that can be most efficient as possible.
Okay, thank you for your answer for the first question. So I would say be a good listener, reason over emotion, and distribute the work, know your roles, and definitely have the same goal of creating the best work. So that would be like the other reason. And so now let's move on to the questions from the audience that we have. So the audience question, the first one would be, what gives you confidence to form an office in your first jobber period? And do you have a strong financial stability plan straight up since early days?
What gave you a confidence to form an office?
We didn't have we have did we have confidence?
We think less. Like
we think less.
Yeah.
We were young.
Yeah, we were young and we're not afraid of anything.
Actually, we were afraid of something.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
I think the thing that we are not sure, it's not about confidence, but I think we believe in each other.
And we want to do something like from ours, right? Like,
we have some kind of the same goal, and so I think that's the bigger part that we are looking at. I think we want to try something, and then that's the pro of start young. So if we fail or if we collapse young, and we had a chance to get back and go at it again or whatever. But we didn't think much if it's gonna be success or not. But we know that we have to try. We had to try. We wanted to try, and we had to try.
And if we talk about financial in that day, I think we pay ourselves like less than we work in the office, right?
Yeah, but in the bigger picture, we have to admit that most of us has like a certain stability in terms of financial back. Like our family background is not.
Yeah.
We didn't have that much struggle. Not everybody in our partner that has a certain struggle. So I think that's one thing that gives us the privilege that to try this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it means that, and also I think we are at the level that we think that if even this collapse, I didn't think, I'm not sure if we think that, but I think that in the back of our mind, I think we can find a way to get up and get another job or whatever by that time. I think
if we fail, right?
Yeah, but we didn't think about that in I think it's kind of subconscious. We didn't think this and that much by that time. We only think that what this thing could be. We kind of more like discussing based on that.
We also get lucky that we have like a client, right?
Yeah,
at that time.
And also, this is not the about the question, but I think it's kind of further explain why we are surviving, because we have like 12 partners. So it means like, and by that time we didn't like full time 12 people working together, but only three to six,
4.
Yeah, 3 to 6, and then so it means that every opportunity can come from 12 channel. So for just 3 or 6 people, it's not that hard to get like the first first relation, first level of relation, like family, friends, and the old acquaintance or something like that. So it's kind of like step by step that didn't give us a thought of failing, but it's like it gave us like, okay, we have to go. We have to go. Yeah, we have to work on this. We have to work on this. I guess.
I think that's it.
Okay, for the second question, so it is about starting and about again the trust and belief that you have in your friends. I that's what I think I pick up from. And the next question from the audience, I think we're still wondering how were you able to solve the conflicts between your partners, especially at the beginning. Maybe you can be more a little bit specific about the way you do it when you start working in a big groups. I think like us, we still wondering.
Conflict. We talk it out, I guess.
Yeah, I think we always have a conflict, like when we have like 10 partners meeting like every Friday, and
it took hours to settle things.
but I think because we are friends, right? Yeah, like we are friends for a long time, and we kind of like we have a trust for each other, and we know like this, we kind of like we know like this guy is not he's not a bad guy, so we know this guy, we know his family, we know his sister, his brother, like we know him, so it's just like just discuss as professional, but when we like done for the meeting, so we just like, okay, let's go lunch together,
I think,
and we put all the thing behind, and after that, when we like we put the hat, like a working hat, on our partner, and so we start like angry again.
Okay.
Angry and like discuss
fighting mode.
Like we
But
and
I think
but our nature is kind of like we very like compromise.
Yeah, I
like
think
our nature.
How were you able to solve conflict, right? To solve conflict, it means that there is a conflict, which is like definitely we have conflict all the time. But I think we have to
find the answer.
We have to
win-win.
Everybody wants a good thing for the office, the company, right? Everybody wants what is best in their opinion, right? So everybody throw the reason on the table, and I think the best way to get things done, vote.
Yeah,
that is one way to do it. If you don't have like at the very early stage of us, we don't have like the the person that like the master of coins. You don't have that like CFO, who are responsible for money. We don't have that kind of structure. So everything we have the same level of like authority. I think that is one of the hardest part, but we always try to find the common ground. We try to talk it out. Somebody might not agree, but if something has to be like everybody has to vote for this, we will set this as a parameter. But if not, something is just like you have like a bigger side, that's fine. It depends on issues also, how serious it is, and how big, how small of the issue is will be part of the way we solve things also. But behind that, everything is based on that we mean no harm, of course. We know each other, and we meant no harm, and we don't have ill intended. So we try to get that in mind, and then be less of ourselves, try to listen more. I think the key is to listen more, but of course there will be some kind of structure to help solving, like voting, or has to rethink some issue. We cannot find agreement in one session.
Yeah,
we give ourselves a homework, a time to think of it as a homework.
maybe takes like 2 months.
Something, okay, let's meet up next week, and then okay, you go, settle down and think about it.
And the issue like this is not about the design. The design is easy for us. It's the design of the building, the design of like interior. I think that is can finish like in 15 minutes for us. But the important issue is like how to organize, how to manage the office, how to like make that our colleagues happy, like that issue is very important for us, and it takes like
time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So
that part is difficult.
Okay, I think the last question. Sorry.
Yeah. There you go ahead.
Sorry. So I think we're moving on to the last question before we closing the session. It's from our audience as well. I think it's kind of related to the previous question that I asked you about how do you solve the question, but now we look a little bit before that because it's about in your first competition team who initiated and maybe like how or whom you were looking together, any criterias, because you mentioned that you should have like some common ground, but are there any criterias for you to look for to gather your friends to work with?
I think it's kind of organically happen. I think we have to go back a little further, earlier before that. Actually, before that, we already like, how could we say, we have a certain circle that is like doing things together. It's around like 20 something people. Yes, there are 15 to 20 people that hanging around together, do stuff together. It's kind of common understanding that if there is something, we will invite this kind of circle that to join together, whatever it is, work or not work, non-work. I think that's one thing. But along the way, there will be like I would say gravity between each like inner group that has toward like certain things. So there will be like smaller competition that require like 3 or 5 people. They will group like that, or smaller like jobs, like house design, be like 3 or 5 people. So there will be this kind of group that working around by that time. But by the time that the new parliament, I think the question might try to ask that. So by that time, I think we already like settle down that we see that who can work together with who, and then so we kind of organically call each other like, hey, okay, do you want to work on this? Let's
you
work
want to do something fun.
Yeah, we want to do something fun, and then I think it's kind of big also that so we have a mutual understanding that maybe just 3 or 5 people is not enough.
Yeah.
And so the criteria is like, okay, we inviting each other. There's no like criteria that you have to be this and that to join this. I think we even invite
our close friend, right?
Yeah, and even like I think that by that time we even invite the senior of our partners to join because they are their expertise in interior design, because one of our partner back then work in department of architecture, PBPT, and then they have a senior there that kind of good at interior design. So we invite them into a group to join also. I think so. It's kind of on the go. It's organically happened by that time.
And I don't know like who start to.
I'm not sure. Me? I'm not sure. No, I think.
Guang maybe.
I can't even recall. I think it's like because you were sitting next to me.
Yeah.
By that time, so it's
and we need like how to say like architect that can sign.
Oh, it's your dad, right?
Yeah, it's that time is my dad. So my dad's kind of like a supervisor.
Yeah, he's a advisor, counselor. But do we need that by the time that by the early stage, or we need that in the second round?
No, early stage.
We really need.
So we have to. We need my that signature to register.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the condition is we have to have Win.
Yeah.
The one criteria is we have to have Win because we need his dad signature. อาจารย์วิมลสิทธิ์ Okay.
Okay, so last question before we end this session completely would be, what if we don't have Kavin and we would like to start our company as well? What would you give us some advice or any suggestions to start with for young architects, of course?
Okay. I think maybe there's a misunderstanding. The question, I mean the signature of Kvin's dad is for the design competition, but the starting the office is like
It's not about
that. Yeah, you can start anytime. I mean if you want to establish the office, you can do like right after you graduate or even you study. Yeah, but
for me, like my suggestion is like you have to work in the office you like, and I think not just only work for the conceptual design process, but you have to work in the whole process, and you will see like which process you like, or you can do everything like in the project. And I think one thing is that you have to know yourself, that which process you're good at. Like you good at design, or you good at design development, or you like to do some drawings. I don't know. So I think the first thing you have to know all the process first. Yeah, and the rest you have to understand the way how to build your business. That is another part. The other part, like you have how to do like the document of the invoice, or the like how to calculate design fee. So
like that.
I think this is another part. But first thing, for me, I think for the student that graduate like from the schools, like you have to know all the process, because like the process that you have in the school, I think it's just only 10% of the real thing. Yeah. So yeah, I think like all the teachers always say that, like even like my teacher as well. So it's and I think it's true. It's true. It's very true. So you have to understand everything first, and then after that, if you have a confidence that you can handle the project by yourself, or if not, you can ask your friend to join, and you like set up your own firm.
I think to add to Win's answer is, I think you not only like the whole process and yourself, but I think you have to, because the whole process in that part is only the design part also. It's not about like how you run the office, right? So you have to be understand you have to understand yourself, that why are you doing this? Why are you going to start? Why are you going to start the office of yourself? Is it because that you have a belief in some kind of like working process or methodology, or something that you really like strongly believe that you want to do this in your own way, or if you see that, okay, I'm good at design, but I don't want to do anything else, and that's it, and then you find being in the office that has share the same like belief, or share the same way of thinking, that is fine. Another way of doing like the architectural practice as well. So you have to understand yourself first, that which position, which role, or which kind of like work you think it's suitable with you the most. Of course, you wouldn't know that how to do business, or it would be like, but you have to have some kind of like glimpse that you think that, okay, maybe I fit the system, and that's fine with me. But if you want to do the to start the office, I think you you have to you have to accept the risk. I think that's one thing that you have to accept the risk of being on your own, taking responsibility of everything by yourself. Even you have a team, also you have to be entitled to that. You have to be like to make sure that you have that in your mind. I think if you have that, I think you can go into that field, go into that boundary.
Okay, fine. So I think that's it for the Q&A session. Thank you, Kavin and Pifei, so much for your insightful answers and for helping clarifying our students' questions. So now we are going to conclude our today's sessions. So on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to Kavin and Pifei for sharing their profound insight with us today, and this discussion has provided invaluable perspectives on how personal journeys shape architecture identity and how branding can evaluate one's profession presence. So, with that, we would like to conclude the session of Seminar 2025. We are looking forward to welcome you to upcoming discussion and events. Thank you once again, and we wish you all continued success in your respective fields.